this is Tamara at mooglyblog.com, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate spike stitches. Here I have one small spike stitch already worked, and I'm going to show you how I made it and all the variations, or at least a few of them, that you can make. Now here I'm working on a field of single crochet stitches, but these could be any stitches at all. It could be a circle, it could be a mandala, I could be working in the round. Right here I just happen to be working rows over single crochets. The trick to spike stitches is reading your pattern very carefully, because the spike can go down into any stitch. So you really need to read the instructions to see where you're supposed to put that particular spike stitch. Right here I have a very simple single crochet spike stitch that is worked 2 rows below. So if it said spike into the row 2 rows below, this is what that would look like. Now let me show you how to make a spike stitch. I'm going to single crochet here in the next stitch, just to kind of anchor down that previous spike stitch. And now I'm going to work a spike stitch, let's say 4 rows down. Normally when you work into a stitch, you'd be working right here if I were to work into the next stitch. By working a spike stitch 4 rows down, you're going to count down 4 rows. It sounds pretty simple. And remember, the part you're working into is the top of the stitch of that row, which is also where the bottom of the previous row stitch goes. You see how the bottom of one stitch and the top of the next stitch are in the same space there. So let's say this is the next stitch and I'm supposed to spike stitch 4 rows down. You literally will count 1, 2, 3, 4 holes straight down. Insert your hook there, around back, yarn over, and pull up a loop. I'm going to pull that all the way up to the height of the working row there. Alright? Now you can see I've run into a common problem here because I wasn't taking care, and the loop that was on my hook, the first loop here, that loop has become a little too loose, and if I finish this stitch right now, here I'll go ahead and show you, it would look a little sloppy. This stitch would be a lot bigger than the others. So what I'm going to do is pull that back out, and I'm going to try and keep real good tension here on this loop as I go in for that spike. So counting down again, we'll go to the next stitch and then down 4. 1, 2, looks like 3, 4. Yarn over, pull up the spike nice and high. And this time we've got a little bit better tension, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that stitch off. Alright, and there's the first single crochet spike stitch. Now this thread here, this part of the yarn that's on the left, was the one in front when I was working. This one was the one in back as I pulled it up, and I always like to put that one in front to the left a little bit. I think it just lays really nicely. Now that was a single crochet spike stitch. You can work a spike stitch with half double crochets, double crochets, any stitch you like. Let me show you one with double crochets. I'm going to yarn over and going over the next stitch. Remember, these are like, one thing to point out rather is that these are like post stitches. When you spike down below, you're never going to work up in here, unless of course the pattern happens to tell you to, but that's going to get skipped. So let's make a spike stitch just 2 rows down here with a double crochet. 1, 2, yarn over, pull up that loop nice and high here, and then finish the double crochet just as you normally would. Now a word about pulling up those loops nice and high. You want to make sure to pull it up to the height of the working row here without making it too tight. If you make it too tight, it'll squinch the fabric down like that and it'll look squished. So that's something to watch for. Making spike stitches, occasionally you'll definitely want to pull the stitch out and try again just to make it look really good. It takes practice, but they're not too bad. So let's do one more. I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch here just to give us a little bit of space. And then let's see, in the next one let's work just 3 down. Go 1, 2, oops, let me see here. That's the first one, so 1, 2, 3. Oops. Let me try that again. Pull that loop up nice and high, just like so. You can see on this one it's flipping. The one in front here is actually trying to go to the right. So before or after, I like to just move them around so that one goes to the left. I think it just lays nicer. Go ahead and yarn over and finish off the stitch. And that's all there is to spike stitches. Where you're going to work them, again, just depends completely on the pattern that you're following, where it tells you to work it. Most of them are going to be worked straight down, but you could be working one off to the side or over this side. It could be, like I say, any kind of stitches here. On the blog post, I linked to a couple of different patterns on Moogly that use spike stitches in different ways, and I think you'll really enjoy them. They take a little bit of practice, but they add great interest, as you can see. Thanks so much for watching.